Hiya guys, welcome back to Cruiserman's Inventions. Today, this is part 1 on putting a mini quad back end on a electric scooter over here. And I've already done quite a lot of work to the electric scooter. It was 24 volts, it's now 48 volts. I had a 450 watt brushed controller, now it's got a 1000 watt brushed controller. So, from the drift trike and so forth, I got a few more parts and stuff that came in, so I thought, well, let's see if I could build something else for the channel. So what I done was I quickly pulled this apart, pulled the quad apart, so took away basically all the handlebars, all the front end and all the stuff that we didn't need. So all that we're really left with now is pretty much just the back end. Now, if I turn around here, we can see how cool this back end is. And I've been working on it kind of fast forward, putting all of these nice chrome washers and spacers in here and getting it ready to go on the electric scooter over here. And as you can see, there's some good parts on here. There's disc brakes on here, a disc on here, good sprocket on here, which we're going to change. I'm going to make it bigger, and I'm also going to make this one wheel peel as well, so it's a lot easier for that tiny little motor to up and take off. So this is the back wheels and the front wheels, as you can see here, are actually two-piece rims. Now the two-piece rims are like this and like that, and the back side here, they've got threads. They have 3 bolts that go through. And they also have this grommet which fits right in the middle, and that doesn't fall out because it's got these here that the 3 bolts come through. There's one of these each side. So you're probably wondering, well, why is that on there? Well, because this is going to be the freewheeling one. I wanted to drill out the hole the same size as the grommet. And as you can see over here, if I put the grommet on the other side of this axle, it'll spin freely. And that's how I want the right wheel to be, and I want the left hand to drive. So you're probably thinking, well, what locked it in there to make it drive? Well, when these pieces get bolted onto those split rims, you'll see that there originally is grooves in here. See that? So if you look on the axle, it has that on there. So when you put this on here, whoops, when you put that on there, see how it locks it in drive now? So when I make that perfectly round, it'll spin just like the bushing. So that's one way to get around not putting bearings in here, and just using little bits and pieces that you've got. Now the reason why I put it in this block, first of all, to drill it out, is because I don't have a vise. So I had to hold it somewhere without this thing spinning around and trying to chop me up every time it got caught, and every time the drill bit got caught. So yeah, I did use a stepper bit first. Here's the stepper bit. And the reason why I used that is because it slowly, gradually made the hole bigger. And if I didn't use it, that one drill bit would come around, probably snap your drill bits in there, and be all kind of trouble, you know, when you're getting up to a drill bit this size. They're not cheap. And so anyways, guys, let's get back to the back end. And let's have a look at the scooter. Let's take off the top. And so this is what it looks like in the inside. As you can see, there's 4 9 ampere 12 volt batteries in series, making 48 volts. The controller is down here. It's a tiny little 1000 watt one, and this is the motor here, which I'll be eventually taking off, and you'll see it positioned on that back end in part 2. And so yep, let's have a close little look. This is a way bigger sprocket than the one that is on this back end over here. So I got to measure, see how big this is against the wheel, one of those 4-inch wheels, because you don't want it too big hitting the ground all the time. So yeah guys, so you can see where the shockey's going to go. It's going to go up here somewhere. It's going to be all hidden behind this case here. This is like a kid's mini. Actually, they built them for adults too. Had a big long seat on it, big tall handlebars. It was only 24 volts, and I've seen a lot of adults hooning around on them. But this whole chassis has been rebuilt. It's solid. So what I'm going to do here, guys, to make a hinge pivot is come out by 1 inch over here, do my chop here, same on the other side, put a hole here, so that this, and that's one of the reasons why I built all the spaces, and it's so that this here can go right through, and the spaces in the middle, and all I really need is the back end here chopped off, and just an inch left with a hole in it, and then I can fit that whole back end into here. And then from that stage, I don't need anything on there. I don't need this brake system, I don't need this wheel on here, that sprocket, all of this is coming out. And then next to be the motor position. So the motor is a 250 watt. It ain't that fast, but it's fast enough for a kid. And putting this one up against the 450 watt, that green mongoose scooter that you saw in one of my videos, this does pretty good. And my boy loves his bike. He barrels around the backyard like there's no tomorrow on this thing, and he just absolutely loves it. So I'm going to make it even better by incorporating disc brakes at the back, better grippy tires, more stability, and back suspension. So yeah guys, so this is, you're probably wondering why I didn't use the front end here. I was going to rebuild this whole quad bike into an electric quad bike, but now, because I'm doing this, and this is going to be way cooler, I've got 2 spare tires now. One of them's got a tube in it, one hasn't, but the tires are still good, like brand new. So I've got 2 good tires, spare tires for the back end of this bike now. So, you know, that means I don't have to pay for tires for a little while, which is cool by me. That's awesome. That saves me a bit of money. So yeah, they are a little bit rough. They do need a bit of a sand and stuff, and I might just get some red paint and just touch them up and make them cool looking again. So yeah guys, this is, how fast does it go? It goes 37 k's at this point now, which is pretty quick for the just around the backyard. You're probably wondering, well, what are you going to do with the front end here now? Okay, a little while back, I've been building tools and stuff like tire levers and stuff like that for the last couple of days. It's been raining here guys, that's why I haven't been doing videos, because I can't work in the rain. So I got little brake calipers like this, and they're pretty good. They're cable, pulled and tightened by cable, which is cool. You can go online, you can get these little wheels here, little 6-inch ones. These are great. I ended up getting a back one and a front one. This is the front one, and this morning I just changed over the tire. Ooh, I wondered how bad that was. Might have to change it again. But yeah, I had a fatter one on and I couldn't fit the disc brake on there because it was a little bit too wide. It's a lower profile and wider, and that was a back one. This is a front one. So that's a 110 by 50 by 60, and this one here is a 90 by 65 by 6.5 inch. Yeah, they're both 6.5 inch. So anyway, what I'm thinking of doing with this is putting it on this bike here. We've got, if you look at the tire sizes, they're not far off each other. This is just a little bit smaller, but this width here can fit just perfectly into these forks. Of course, I'm going to have to reinforce it up here a lot more because you don't want that flimsy. This was a quick little build to shorten some forks a while back, and yeah, I might even chop the whole front end off, put another one on, but we'll see how we go after we do the back end, and see where I can actually mount this caliper as well on here. Got to make up some brackets and try and work out which way it goes on the back here, or you know. So this thing's going to look really cool on the front of this, fat front end, and you know, fat tires in the front. disc brakes all around. Yep, and fat tires on the back. So yeah, it's about to rain here again, guys. I just managed, just today, after a whole week of it raining, I've only just managed to get out here and set something up for you all to see and kick back and enjoy. And I will be back soon. Just it all depends on this weather at this point. But in part 2 coming up, guys, you're gonna see this back end on here in part 2, and probably the repositioning of the motor and so forth in the back. Yeah, because I gotta have it quite close up here somewhere. So awesome stuff, guys, and thank you all for watching. I will be back with more soon. Awesome stuff, guys. Cruise Man out, guys.